Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel, I'll be providing some stock analysis and also an update on our $1 Million Challenge, so please stay tuned. In the previous video, we did a stock update on ticker symbol MMAT, and there was also a stock analysis for ticker symbol AQST, so please refer back to the previous videos for ticker symbol AQST. Before we start today's stock analysis and stock updates, a quick reminder of our $1 Million Challenge. So on the screen here, for anybody who's not aware of this challenge, it's a journey from an investment of $1,000 to $1 million based on 201 trades with an average return of 3.5%. This is based on compound return investing. It's not 201 consecutive trades. It's 201 trades with an average return of 3.5%. We do take into account losses. So within the challenge, we have a spreadsheet with specially chosen stocks. These are stocks in different categories with high risk and low risk. The Discord community is working together very, very well. It's growing exceptionally well. The community is working together to share tips, to share due diligence, to share buys, and also technical analysis, and so far progress is exceptionally good. There is an update on a 4-week, 1-month update on a video for the $1 Million Challenge. There's also a more detailed video in description below, so come and join us on the journey for the $1 Million Challenge. Before we start today's stock analysis, a quick update on ticker symbol BBIG. I did carry out a detailed due diligence video on this stock, Vinco Ventures. I'm very bullish on this stock long term, and similar to SPRT, this was identified as a potential squeeze stock. So what I'd like to do today is congratulate many of the Discord members who held on for the dear life today for the stock. So if you have a quick look at the chart here, it started trading just below $7, and then you'll be able to see on the chart it did fall below $6, and then from that run around just before 10 a.m. we can see consolidated movement upward. Then from around about 11 a.m. all the way to 2 p.m. that's when it was still trading around about $6.40, $6.50, and then just after 2 p.m. that's when everything changed, and we saw very, very strong momentum upwards. There was pressure from the shorts, but I think at this moment in time, the retails are certainly winning, and it was a very, very exceptionally good day for BBIG, closing up in excess of 15% at $8.13. So again, big shout out to all the Discord members. And big shout out to everybody who sold, made some profit. Some people did hold, and good luck to everybody holding this stock. Today's stock analysis is for ticker symbol ABML, American Battery Metals, soon to be American Battery Technology Company. So there was some good news. I'm going to share that good news with you shortly. However, before we look at the good news with regards to the stock, I'm just going to show you the chart on the screen. This is a chart for the previous 5 days, and what you will find that just on Thursday in the previous week, it was trading on the screen. You can see around about $1.20, and then from there was some exceptionally bullish momentum on the Friday, and we saw it closed on the Friday in excess of $1.68. Then there was a run up close to $1.90 after that as well, and since then we've had a little bit of consolidation, and it's still trading very healthily at $1.54. in my personal opinion, still an exceptional buy at this price. But what I would like to do before I continue is just have a reminder for a person who I mentioned in the previous video who did sell shares on the Friday. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so sorry, the sale was on the Thursday, not on the Friday. So if we have a look at the screen here, quick reminder for a person who sold 100,000 shares of American Battery Metals at 157 at a price of 119. We all know what happened on the next day. And the other thing I'd like to do is maybe have a moment of silence on the screen here for Penny Pincher. Penny Pincher also made a prediction, and he said, I'm out for now, going to jump back in after the bleeding stops. This is going below $1 in my opinion. So if Penny Pincher is the person who sold 100,000 shares, maybe we could have a moment's silence for Penny Pincher, and I'm sure he'll be chasing the stock now. What I'd now like to do is look at the updates for American Battery Metals. These updates happened on August 30th, 2021. So if you have a look at the screen here, what we have is a submission of Form 8K. So let's see what this submission was about. Okay, so moving on to the next page, we're going to look at item 3.02 and 5.02. So in terms of 3.02, then the information required to be disclosed in this item is incorporated herein by reference to item 5.02. So let's have a look at item 5.02 and why this is very significant to American Battery Metals in terms of breaking news and good news. So on August 27, 2021, Douglas Cole resigned as the CEO of American Battery Metals. Mr. Cole will remain in his position as chairman of the board of directors. The board has appointed Ryan Melsert, Chief Technology Officer previously to the company, to now serve as Chief Executive Officer, and this is effective immediately. Let's now move on to look at Exhibit 3.1, which is the Certificate of Amendment of Bylaws of American Battery Technology Company. And what this is basically saying under Section 21 here is that in the meeting there was an amendment, and in terms of this amendment, what's basically happening is at the next shareholder election of the board of directors, all decisions of the board of directors shall require unanimous approval of all current directors of the company. So what this basically means is the directors will be united and together in all decision making, and all decision making must be unanimous. What I'd now like to do is focus on Ryan, and everybody who has been investing in American Battery Metals will know that Ryan is one of the top ex-Tesla employees, moved over to American Battery Metals, and we're going to look at his profile shortly. But one thing that I would like to point out, that he has been recently taking over the leadership responsibilities, looking at long-term company strategies, looking at investor presentations, developing high strategic partnerships, leading the recruitment and hiring of company executives. So he has been at the forefront. There has been criticism with regard to Douglas, and I think most investors now are going to be very, very bullish about this change in leadership. It is, I believe, in the best interest of the company, and going forward I think everybody's going to have a lot more confidence. So what I'd now like to do is have a look at a quick profile in terms of Ryan from his LinkedIn page. Okay, so if we have a look at his LinkedIn page, what I can tell you is not yet updated in terms of his new job role. It still states he's the CTO for American Battery Metals. But one thing I'd like to summarize for you is the second paragraph down. So first of all, in terms of his specialities include chemical systems modeling, Aspen plus process modeling. We're looking at bench scale design. We're looking at prototyping. In terms of American Battery Metals, which will be very important, he also has expertise in energy storage, geothermal power generation, water, wastewater treatments, also looking at mining, mineral dissolution, and also importantly Li-ion battery recycling, development of hydrometallurgy flow sheets, solid state thermoelectric power generation, advanced SCO2 closed Brayton heat engines, CO2 capture. We're also looking at biomass gasification, alcohol catalysts. We also has expertise in jet and diesel fuel synthesis and renewable energy systems technologies. So certainly an excellent summary there in terms of specialities. I think they're going to be very, very difficult to find anybody out there in the EV sector with this particular kind of speciality. So in terms of American Battery Metals, I don't think anybody can have a better CV and a better background than Ryan. And finally, for any potential new investors who are not sure of his background, what I'd like to do is just provide a quick overview of his experience working at Tesla. So if you have a look at the screen there, he was at Tesla for 3 years and 11 months. His role was working in R&D, research and development, in terms of a manager focusing on battery materials processing. So this was in the San Francisco area. So in terms of what he did, he founded and led a cross-functional team of 8 to 10 mechanical and chemical engineers. He looked at conceptual design, rigorous thermodynamic and process modeling, design fabrication, bench scale prototypes. He received, this is the important part, he received Performance Award as a top 1% performer among employees company-wide. He was also granted first patent for Tesla Gigafactory for development of new battery manufacturing process. So I think this is something that we need to get across in terms of a message for some of the critics and some of the bears, especially Spruce management. If you can identify anybody with a better background and a better CV and a better history than Ryan, then let's have that information. What I'd now like to do is finish off by giving a shout out to Jeff on Twitter, and Jeff has tagged in Chamath, who is the chairman of Virgin Galactic, and what Jeff has said here is interested in hearing your thoughts about ABML now that Ryan Melsert has taken over as the lead CEO. I believe Ryan's closed loop technology will play a vital role in sustainability for the lithium supply glut upon us. Love to hear your thoughts. And in terms of following up on this thread, another shout out to Jesse, and Jesse has also made a very important statement, I believe, and what he said is, next you have to take a look at ABML and Ryan Melsert's lithium recycling tech developed during his time at Tesla. It has the potential to completely replace mining for precious materials and close the loop for the circular EV battery supply chain. So again, very positive news here. Let's now finish off by having a quick summary in terms of what this means for American Battery Metals. And just to finish off, one thing I'd like to say is in terms of retail investors in American Battery Metals, most of the retail investors are holding this for a long term. In my personal opinion, this stock is one of the best long-term stocks for maximum return. We do not need to be told that the company is not worth investing in because it has no revenue. What we're investing in a company that has the potential for the long-term potential for the future. We know there is a huge demand and market going to be required for recycled batteries. We know the technology that ABML has is the best out there. We can, you know, if anybody's not sure about that, have a look at the presentation from August 2021, where there's a comparison. The technology they have is, in my opinion, far superior to all the competitors. It's now going to be a case of the catalysts are going to come. I think the next catalyst, in my personal opinion, September 2021, I believe construction will start. We haven't officially been given a date, but I believe construction will start in September 2021. After that, I believe we're going to have news with regard to NASDAQ uplisting. After that, 2022, I believe the company will also fulfill their promise of possibly generating revenue. So these are upcoming catalysts. It's currently, I believe, the stock is available on the cheap, and I'm not sure you should be investing in this company unless you're going to be holding for the long term. So thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.